Hello and welcome back to my channel Dinar and Dong Updates, your trusted hub for currency insights. The Iraqi Dinar and Vietnamese Dong may be poised for a major shift. Welcome to your reliable destination for real-time financial insight, in-depth market analysis, and the latest updates on two of the most watched currencies in the world, the Iraqi Dinar, IQD, and the Vietnamese Dong, VND. Whether you're a seasoned investor in the global currency market or just beginning your journey into foreign currency opportunities, you've come to the right place. Today's report covers potentially game-changing developments that could mark a pivotal moment for both the IQD and VND. If you've been watching closely, remaining patient and optimistic, now is the time to lean in. The winds of change are gathering force, and we may be seeing some of the strongest signs yet that a revaluation is no longer just a theory. It's a growing possibility. In this extensive update, we'll guide you through key developments: movement by a leading U.S. bank, economic progress in Iraq and Vietnam, respected expert analysis, and what actions you can take right now to stay ahead. The pieces are falling into place. Let's explore this evolving story and what it could mean for you. A quiet shift. Major U.S. banks prepare behind the scenes. In recent weeks, a wave of excitement has begun to spread through financial communities as reports surface that a major American bank, Wells Fargo, is quietly preparing for the potential revaluation of both the Iraqi Dinar and Vietnamese Dong. While there has been no official confirmation from the bank itself, multiple credible sources with connections to financial insiders are reporting that Wells Fargo is ramping up internal operations related to currency exchange. According to these insiders, specialized teams are being trained, exchange protocols are being updated, and internal platforms are being reconfigured, all to accommodate the possibility of high-volume IQD and VND conversions. Wells Fargo may be leading the way, but it's not alone. Reports suggest that other banking giants like J.P. Chase, Citibank, and HSBC are also making similar preparations. These behind-the-scenes moves hint at something far more coordinated and intentional than routine upgrades. Could 2025 be the year the world sees the long-awaited revaluation? Momentum seems to be building in that direction. These actions by global financial institutions are prompting investors and analysts alike to pay very close attention. Infrastructure upgrades, setting the stage for a new exchange environment. The technical groundwork being laid by these major banks is just as telling as the rumors themselves. Sources have revealed that Wells Fargo is not only updating training for currency teams, but also reinforcing their digital infrastructure to support potential revaluation events. Systems are reportedly being upgraded to manage a surge in currency exchange traffic and to handle potentially volatile pricing scenarios. Even more intriguing is the reappearance of IQD and VND exchange codes across certain financial trading platforms. These codes, which had been largely dormant, are now active again in pre-market systems and internal platforms used by financial professionals. This has led many to speculate that banks are aligning their systems to be ready for a shift in the valuation of these currencies. Such infrastructure upgrades go beyond routine system maintenance. They suggest a readiness for something significant and potentially transformative in the global currency market. Economic progress in Iraq and Vietnam. Building a foundation for growth. While the banking world is taking steps behind closed doors, Iraq and Vietnam are moving forward on the global economic stage. The heart of any potential currency revaluation lies in the strength and stability of the issuing nation, and both countries are showing encouraging signs of development and modernization. Iraq's financial rebirth. Iraq has made tremendous progress in recent years. The country has implemented key economic reforms, including stronger fiscal management and strategic partnerships with international financial institutions. With over $100 billion in foreign reserves and growing revenue from oil exports, Iraq is showing that it is economically prepared to support a stronger dinar. In addition, Iraq is working closely with international organizations such as the International Monetary Fund, IMF, and the World Trade Organization, WTO, to ensure compliance with global financial standards. These efforts suggest a genuine desire to become a more integrated and respected player in the international financial system. Vietnam's rising global influence. Vietnam, on the other hand, has established itself as a powerhouse in global manufacturing and technology. Over the past decade, Vietnam has transformed into one of the fastest-growing economies in Southeast Asia, driven by exports, foreign direct investment, and strong bilateral relationships with countries such as the United States, Japan, and members of the European Union. Vietnam's financial systems are also undergoing modernization to comply with international standards, including improvements in digital banking, transparency, and monetary policy. These upgrades are helping to solidify Vietnam's position as a stable and attractive destination for investment, paving the way for the Dong to gain more strength in the global market. Respected analysts. Signal Readiness, financial analysts who have followed the IQD and VND stories for years are now speaking with greater urgency. Notable voices in the community, like Frank26 and MarkZ, are suggesting that the stars may finally be aligning. MarkZ recently noted that exchange rate projections of approximately $4 for IQD and $0.89 for VND have surfaced in some pre-market exchange platforms. While these rates are still speculative, the fact that they are appearing in any capacity has stirred optimism among investors. Frank26 echoed the excitement, emphasizing the strategic implications of Wells Fargo's involvement. He suggested that the participation of a major American bank could point to a broader, coordinated global financial initiative, possibly part of a larger currency realignment or financial reset. These analysts stress that this moment isn't about hype, it's about preparation. The infrastructure appears ready. The financial signals are flashing green. And for the first time in years, the possibility of real, tangible change feels within reach. If a revaluation happens, the ripple effects could be monumental. Should a revaluation of the Iraqi Dinar and Vietnamese Dong take place, the impact will extend far beyond the wallets of individual investors. For Iraq, a stronger dinar could catalyze rapid economic development, attract international capital, and stabilize the broader Middle East. Foreign businesses would likely flood into Iraq to capitalize on emerging opportunities, boosting job creation and building long-term infrastructure. In Vietnam, a more valuable dong could elevate the country's competitiveness on the global stage, particularly in manufacturing. It could allow Vietnam to rival traditional production giants like China, while attracting a new wave of investment from the West. On a global scale, a successful revaluation could challenge the dominance of the US dollar as the world's primary reserve currency. This would create ripple effects across international trade, investment flows, and geopolitical alliances. While the scenario is still speculative, the potential implications are nothing short of transformative. How to stay ahead. Practical steps for smart investors. While the excitement surrounding a potential revaluation is warranted, it's essential to remain grounded, informed, and prepared. Here are 3 actionable steps you can take to protect yourself and position for success. 1. Stay informed. Follow reputable financial commentators and analysts who have a history of accurate reporting. Cross-reference any information you come across and avoid basing decisions on rumors or unverified social media chatter. 2. Be logistically prepared. If you hold IQD or VND, consider setting up accounts with banks that may be involved in currency exchanges, such as Wells Fargo, HSBC, or Chase. Ensure your documentation is current and your currency is stored securely. If possible, work with a licensed currency broker. 3. Avoid scams. The anticipation of revaluation makes this a prime time for fraud. Only work with verified financial institutions and platforms. Be wary of anyone promising guaranteed rates or exclusive access to early exchanges. Scammers often target hopeful investors during times of uncertainty. Closing thoughts. A time of possibility and purpose. We may be standing at the beginning of a new financial era, one defined by global economic recalibration, regional growth, and expanded opportunity. The story of the Iraqi Dinar and Vietnamese Dong is about more than currency values. It's about faith in change, belief in progress, and the power of perseverance. Iraq and Vietnam have come a long way, transforming their economies and asserting themselves as rising forces in the global financial system. And now, with banks preparing behind the scenes, systems syncing across markets, and analysts issuing stronger than ever signals, it feels like we are on the cusp of something historic. If you've followed this journey from the start, or if you're just stepping in now, this is a moment to be thoughtful, alert, and ready. We don't know the exact timeline, but the momentum is unmistakable. If this article gave you insight or clarity, consider sharing it with others. Subscribe to stay updated on future development.